The following is a non-profit Let's Play. Even though it does comprise of music owned by artists and all of its intellectual properties, this is of fair use. Although AdRev and Vivo will not try to abide by this. They'll put ads on the video or block it. If this video is not blocked, make sure that they don't get the satisfaction of having ads by using ad blocker on every single part. Thank you. Welcome to part 23 of Saints Row the Third, and I am driving around in my X2 Phantom because I love this bike. But on the real though, we're gonna go on ahead and pick on STAG because, well, they did lock the whole city down in the last part. Even though we blew up the Thermopylae. But then again, they took Shandi. And we took Nightblade, and they pretty much took Loren Square earlier. So it was basically back and forth with STAG, and they're the ones who started it thanks to Monica Hughes. Whatever the case, folks, we're going to be dealing with Air Steelport, and I have to warn you, if you haven't done anything in Appalachia Island, don't start this mission until you do. And speaking of things I shouldn't do, I shouldn't pop a wheelie on a bike I can't control. Otherwise, my brains would be splattered all over the pavement. Thank God I reduced fall damage, because that was just embarrassing. Anyway, let's just drive over to the airport, which shouldn't be too far, but we are still in uncharted territory here, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I just arrived here and I already have a 1-star notoriety. And bear in mind, folks, police notoriety only works on the police. STAG, on the other hand, has their own special notoriety wipe. The problem is you're going to have to deal with the following mission after this in order to get it. And that's provided you do the morality choice. And as I was stating earlier, we are in the midst of Act... Whoa! Goddamn! Wow! Holy shit! That wasn't supposed to happen. But anyway, as I was saying, we are in the midst of the third and final act. I mean, there are only 2 STAG missions here and 4 Luchador missions that is left in the final act. I mean, the acts are pretty much separated into 3 parts, basically. Anyway, and there's a guy that's pretty much kneeling and covering for his life on top of a car. Jesus Christ, this game! And I almost threw my bike into the water again. That would have been stupid. But anyway, let's just drive over to the airport because we got ourselves some really nostalgic mission. And by nostalgic, I mean we've already done this in the first part of this episode. Or should I say second part of this playthrough. This time we're dealing with STAG. And this is the part that actually introduced STAG Commandos. So bear that in mind.
No doubt.
Our gunfire, this way!
Well, at least she didn't went through the windshield this time around. Now it's time for us to take over this STAG ship. And by the way, I was talking about these STAG Commandos. And let me assure you, these guys have some pretty strong armor. STAG Commandos, I do think they also have high HP as well. So bear that in mind. I mean, they'll try to run you down, and I do believe they will use physical attacks. But even just one takedown isn't enough to stop them. As you can clearly see here, I'm hitting these guys, and it took like several bullets just to kill them. Beware, folks, because unless you've got infinite health and also take no damage from bullets, these guys are going to be hard to kill, because after this mission, you will see them at level 5. So what we're doing here is we're going to be opening all the crates, so we kind of have no choice but to do this.
I don't even know what this is.
Well, keep looking.
And as we opening up these crates, we're trying to find a weapon to get through that door. We found the weapon, and it is the Sonic Boom. Now then, the Sonic Boom has infinite ammo. That is until you're out of a mission. Or at least until you actually buy the upgrade for infinite ammo. Sonic Boom basically is a one-shot if you charge it really, really long. And more importantly, it'll actually knock back these STAG commandos real easily. And okay, I meant to shoot at the commando, not the actual plate itself, but now that I did, these commandos are going to come out the woodwork and try to kill me, even though their plane is going down. And by the way, you have about, oh, god damn it, I didn't mean to do that. You have about like 1 minute to escape, because if you don't, you're gonna die. I mean, it's kind of obvious. This is pretty much exactly like our excursion with the Morning Star in Part 2, with the exception of me driving a Crusader and killing STAG commandos and blowing up some tanks. By the way, the STAG tanks and the military tanks are the same thing. STAG aircraft and military aircraft, same thing. You're practically going to have an entry in your Saints book where you can destroy it for respected money. We'll destroy a certain number of them for respected money. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, while it looks like I should be dead and possibly destroyed, that's not the case. The tank is not going to blow up unless the part of the story demands it. So, if you think for a second that all of this rocket fire is putting me in danger, you're wrong. Oh, by the way, I have this on hardcore. Just thought I'd point that out there to everybody, that this is on hardcore, and I switched it from normal to hardcore. And now, as you can see, the tank is not blowing up at all, because it's storyline. By the way, this is a very short mission. I mean, as you can tell by the time, it is extremely short. Sorry if you heard my chair in the background. It is rusty. I think I'm gonna need to put some WD-40 on it, and that's probably gonna get in the way of recording, sorry. Whatever the case, folks, we're just going through destroying everything in our path, and that is the whole gist of blowing up these STAG commandos. The quicker and the sooner we do get to level 48, however, I no longer need to play this game on normal. I'm already playing the game on hardcore as it is. I'm gonna stick to playing it on hardcore for the rest of the game, because god damn, it is not that challenging, folks. I mean, the only reason you would buy the upgrades is if it is on hardcore. So, because if you have it on anything lower than hardcore, once you get all the upgrades, this game's no challenge at all. So yeah, let's just go on ahead and kill off these VTOLs and probably bail out, because this tank is about to explode. Well, I can't really do anything about that. I'm gonna have to bail out on the tank now, because there's nothing I can do. We're now about to be in the, at the end of this mission. And as I'm flying through the sky wearing nothing but a bikini, and a rather sexy one too, I might add, I'll be claiming that tank and gliding down to safety. Why? Because, well, there's actually solid ground there, and I'd rather something to cushion the blow. And by the way, this is practically the end right here. I had to pause because, of course, the game DVR stopped before I could finish. And with that said, we're done with Air Steelport. And that warning I made last part is about to come into fruition.
Fuck my life.
Well, thanks to STAG, we just killed thousands and thousands of people who happen to live in that area, and also they're now officially zombies, as is the dead STAG members. So, yeah. Apparachi Island is now infested with zombies. That is the reason why I told you to get whatever that needs to be gotten, do whatever activity that needs to be done before taking on Air Steelport. Because those zombies are goddamn annoying. And there should not be a reason for you to even be in Apparachi Island. Oh, by the way, now we have one more mission for STAG and also the Luchadors to start on with. But as I was saying, we wouldn't have to worry about dealing with the zombies if we didn't have to go over there for survival. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Also, there are zombie brutes on Apparachi Island too, so bear that in mind. And there's also a chance that Professor Kiki could show up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to deal with the zombie scourge in part 23. Once again, we're cleaning up STAG's messes. Seriously, why did Monica Hughes call them here? Oh yeah, that's right, cause Killbane blew up her bridge. One more part, and we're gonna go after him next.